Hello, welcome to Scotty's Toy Box. I'm Scotty and I'm ticked off. No, this is an adult blog. I'm pissed. I just did an entire 20-minute video of how I felt, how things were going here in the house, and stuff about Kamyk, who I deeply care for, only to have it disappear into the ether. If this program keeps doing that, I'm done with it. I realize I haven't spent a lot of time on the new one, but I seriously regret buying it. Okay, so what's going on in the house? Well, as many of you know, we had that coupler break under the home, and it was coming from our kitchen sink all the way down to where it coupled with our toilets and all that, past the main bathroom, the master bathroom. So here's the issue. Okay, so we had to take up the first part of the floor to see. Okay, there's a lot of water there. Second, we had to go into our bathroom, take up the floor. Yes, there's the coupler. Run water, yeah, that's where it's coming from. So now we ended up taking up both floors. The only access for my 70-year-old husband with a partially paralyzed leg, who absolutely refuses to allow me to do anything to help him in this other than run and fetch. Because like he says, with my bad bones and my pain issues in my body, I get down there, he has no way to get me up. At least up here on top, I can give him a hand reach. Oh shoot, that had a little connotation I didn't think of. But anyway, so today I woke up. On Monday I got 2 steroid shots, one in both shoulders. One shoulder is totally gone and the camera's reversed, so it's this left shoulder that is totally ripped open, and it's only with the shots that allows me to use it. The other, and the doctor wants me to have an MRI on it. But that, even if they find something, that means surgery we can't afford. I already have a new nephrologist, because apparently I'm several points from going into seizures because my kidneys won't stop deleting salts. My husband and I both need a neurologist. He got a referral. I've been putting it off because we can't afford more doctors or more stuff. Yes, welcome to the United States of America, where healthcare is for profit. And if you're poor like us, you just suffer and die. So anyway, he has to have, when he was doing this dang stuff under the house to fix the original leak, he fell on one of the pipes and fractured or broke several ribs. Doctor said, well, there's not much we can do. We'll give you a binder. So, I mean, come on. So anyway, today he's cutting up the floor. I have not been able to sleep because I got steroids on Monday. One shot in this shoulder and one in this one, so I can move my arms. Kind of necessary for the kind of things I do. But, oopsie, it also screws with my sugar and everything else. But, so Ron was down there cutting out the floor because we have to replace both bathrooms at this point and remodel them. And so he's concentrating on the hallway secondary bathroom. And all of a sudden I heard him yelling, Scotty, Scotty, come quick. I mean, normally he would say, Scotty, and I would go to the door and he would say, bring me a battery or whatever. But this time he nicked a copper pipe that was hidden tight up under the floor, and it was spraying water. So I helped him up and he went out, and I honestly think these projects are keeping my 70-year-old husband limber as can be, because he has to keep getting down, in, up, and out, and all that stuff. But anyway, he shut off valves. It was coming from the hot water heater. Here's the weird part. When he capped it off, he turned on the... Okay, let me get this straight. The pipe went nowhere. Okay? So, I guess he capped it off, and then before turning the water mains on, said check everything I did, and then he turned the hot and cold water on, and he said try it now, and we had hot and cold water. So that copper pipe actually had been disconnected out of the system. Now we know we have a pipe under the house that is a direct feed of water that bypasses our water meter. If we were dishonest people, we could take advantage of that. And the person who found it out suggested that. That's not our way. I'm sorry. Maybe in the future, when things get really dystopian and that, it will be our way. But right now, we pay for what we use. That's simple, proper way to be. But we have this pipe capped off under our home that has water running that bypasses our water meter. And the guy that found this out told us he sees it all the time. These homes are an older home pulled off, a new home, and they just cap them and put all new piping in. So anyway, like I said, my husband was down there cutting and nicked the pipe, yelled for me to come, and we shut off the valves and everything's good. One last thing I want to address. Kamyk is not well, and I care about this man deeply, very deeply. He was kidnapped at age 7, kept for 3 to 6 months, and trained, literally indoctrinated to be a sex toy. And then got returned to his family. Well, his parents deny all of it. And I think I understand why. The individual that kidnapped him was a member of their church, a higher up member, and the parents are extremely religious. And they wanted to indoctrinate that to their children. So, I think a deal was worked out. I really do. The parents never, ever acknowledge it, and they get their child back. Because in these situations of child trafficking, the children never come home. But Kamyk did. And nobody ever spoke of it. They never got him the treatment he needed. Now, my wonderful friend Kamyk thinks I suffered more abuse than him, because mine was extremely violent and constant for, well, okay, I was adopted at 3. The last time I was raped by one of them was 24, so 3 from 24, say my abuse lasted 21 years. But I don't see it that way. We on the site do not compare our abuses. It either is or is not. It is abuse, and every individual handles it differently. Some people think touching of them is an abuse, and that's valid. If somebody were to reach out and grab your genitals when you were coming out of the shower, that's an abuse. If somebody were to knock you on the ground and rape you, as what happened to me, that's also abuse. But I don't like this idea of my abuse is worse than yours, because nobody knows what's up here in my brain, and I don't know what's in theirs, and it all affects us all differently. So, Kamyk spent 3 or 6 months being trained as a sex toy, being very much abused sexually, and not so much physically, but like he once gagged on somebody's penis who had been in his butt and pulled it out and there was poop, and they made him brush his teeth with poop. So, come on. Kamyk went through it. I went through it. There's no quid pro quo here. So anyway, what I wanted to tell everybody, that Kamyk is not doing well again. I have an address to send him stuff, but he's going to be moving. Hopefully, his sister says. She's fighting for it. His sister is a heck of a what's the word I want to use? She is the stalwart protector of him. She takes care of him in a way that is impressive, and I give her full credit. She goes in there, she talks to the the places he's in, the nurses' desks and that, and she demands things and she gets it. So give her full credit. But the place he's in is not good. They don't give him blankets because nobody's done the wash. He now has pneumonia because they will not help him up in bed. And just sitting up in a hospital bed is not enough. You need to get in a chair and sit up, because all the time you're laying down, your lungs are filling with fluid. And so, like my husband spent 20 years or more in ICUs and an open heart facility, and they would get the people up the very next day. Might take 4 or 5 people, and I was called in often to help, but they get them up. Oh, sorry about that. I bet that really rang. But they would get them up and they would sit them in a chair. But according to Kamyk, there is nobody there to do that for him. He calls and asks to sit up, to move to the chair, and nobody comes. When they come, they say, well, we don't have the people. Now he's in desperate straits with pneumonia again. This is his 3rd time of it. Things are not looking good, and I'm terrified for my friend. Anyway, I love everybody who comes here, and I care for all the people I talk to on social media. I'm sorry I'm under the weather and not feeling well, but I will get better, and I desperately hope Kamyk will also. Okay, this is Scotty's Playtime. I'm Scotty. Here's the key. Best wishes for those that want them, and hugs for those that would prefer them. And no aspirations either way. Love you all. There's got to be an off button here somewhere.